Welcome to the Arizona Wildcats Video Extra, brought to you by Fry's Food Stores. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley here with Daniel Burke. Daniel, the Arizona baseball team has been a disappointment all season long. It's not going to last for much longer. The Wildcats wrap up their regular season schedule this weekend with a 3-game series against powerhouse Abilene Christian University. Explain that. Why these guys?
Well, you know, there's the uneven amount of teams in the pack. So every team has a bye week every week. And Arizona, you know, just kind of drew the short straw this year and got that weekend at the very end. And you know, I mean, no one else is looking for games this weekend. I mean, most other teams are in the conference tournaments. The Pac-12 is really the only conference not playing games. So who else do you find? So they go out and they get Abilene Christian, and it's not an ideal thing. I think at the beginning of the year, the idea was this could be 3 games to get everything ready for the postseason. I think the goal was, we'll know we're in, we'll play 3 games, we'll get our pitchers, some innings, we'll get our bench some at bats, and then we'll be, healed up and ready to go. And obviously, that's not going to happen.
There will be no postseason for the Arizona baseball team. It's their worst year in about 15 years. I mean, you name it, it's been a problem. Injuries, Matt Troop is down, inconsistency, freshmen underperforming, upperclassmen underperforming. The head coach, Andy Lopez, missing fall ball after having heart surgery. Is it just a perfect storm of bad things that's happened this year?
Perfect storm. I mean, it's just been one thing after another, and it's just been brutal. And every time early in the year you thought they maybe were going to start to turn it around, the next day they'd go out and they'd get killed. It wasn't like they'd lose a 3-2 game. They'd go lose 12-0. And there's so many issues with this team, and it's, by far and away been the worst, season of the Andy Lopez era at Arizona. And I think he's just ready for it to be over, and he's ready to start moving on and looking towards next year. I mean, he's really already recruiting very hard in that way right now, whereas most coaches are focused on the postseason. So I think he's ready for this thing to be over, and it's just been a comedy of errors.
What, in the short term, can Andy Lopez do to get this program back?
Well, I wrote about this recently, but stock it with junior college talent. And that's never how he's wanted to do it. You know that, having covered him. But that's kind of the position they're in, especially on the mound. I think he feels like at the plate they have enough coming back and then enough coming in that they'll be able to hit. Pitching-wise, I do not think he's confident about the direction of that pitching staff and what returns next year. So they are, aggressively recruiting some junior college guys. And then, Michael Kopech, who's, depending where you look in mock drafts, is going to be a 1st or 2nd round pick. He's a high school kid from Texas who committed to Arizona. If they can get him on campus somehow, he could be a Friday night guy from the start. So, he's working to keep him, and he's working to get some junior college talent.
This is the Arizona Wildcats Video Extra, brought to you by Fry's Food Stores. Ryan Finley here with Daniel Burke. Daniel, draft coming up. I know Arizona hasn't had much success on the field, but certainly there are some individuals who could be taken. Take me through that list.
Well, I think the guy who could go the highest is with the most surprising name. That's going to be Tyler Parmenter.
Looks great in a uniform, throws hard.
Well, he came in as a position player. They tried to convince him to move to pitcher as a freshman. It didn't happen. He did it this year as a junior, and he hasn't been great, but he has great stuff, and he's still learning how to pitch. And there's going to be some team out there that says, ooh, that's attractive. And then Trent Gilbert and Riley Moore will certainly be picked. But I think Parmenter, could be the guy. And then James Ferris will go. I think Parmenter could be the first guy off the board.
Of those upperclassmen, somebody like Gilbert, does he project the best as a pro, or would that go to Moore, or maybe even the pitcher?
I think Parmenter projects the best because of his stuff. And I think the more he works, he could be a dominant late inning guy for a big league team because of the stuff that he has. So I think he projects to have the best career. I think, Gilbert, I think there's some issues there as far as defensively at second base. He doesn't hit for a ton of power either. So it's nice that he's a lefty bat. He can hit for some average, but he's not a big power guy. So I think Parmenter.
Well, there's some precedent for this too. Look back just a couple of years ago. Donnie Roach was a guy who was at Arizona for 1 year, was sort of a dumpster fire, I believe was asked to leave, ended up at College of Southern Nevada. And as of right now,
what's he doing this week, Ryan Finley?
He's a starting pitcher in a major league rotation.
Tell us the team.
San Diego Padres. He has a live sinker, and he was a guy who had a great arm and figured it out. Maybe Tyler Parmenter can do that too. Absolutely. For Daniel Burke, I'm Ryan Finley. This is the Arizona Wildcats Video Extra, brought to you by Fry's Food Stores. We'll see you next time.
Try this matchup. Low prices and faster checkout. You can count on it at Fry's.